So Carter was born on July 24th, 2007. He was born 5 weeks early, and although really small, he was really healthy and just a very handsome baby boy.
Yeah, it's probably because of my love for sports, but he really took to that with me, and we'd play basketball, and he would exclaim things like "slam dunk" and
Good shot!
and "good shot, Carter."
That was awesome!
Yeah, he was really then got into his plastic golf set and loved to play all through the house or all around outside or at the park or wherever he was, and then just loved even play baseball or set up a little tee somewhere, and he would invent his own ways to play sports, and he was just very creative and loved everything to do with any sport that we had fun playing together. So about a little over a month before Carter's second birthday, he started coming down with a fever, and that was all it is. A toddler that didn't have a cold would have been unusual, so having a little fever wasn't anything to be worried about at all, and so we just kind of went with it and kept him out of daycare for a few days, but then it just sort of never went away, and it just was this consistent 99 or 100 kind of level of a fever, and I don't know how many times we went to the doctor and started saying, well, there's got to be something going on here because he's not getting better.
Finally, the third time to Children's ER because of this fever and because it had spiked and because of our pediatrician's concerns. Finally, one of the physicians, when he felt his belly, thought he felt what he called some liver enlargement. So finally they ordered an ultrasound, and that ultrasound was very, very abnormal.
We were there overnight without really any answers for of anything. They didn't know what was going on or hadn't told us yet, but we heard in the morning from his actual regular pediatrician called us and said that she wanted to be the one to tell us the news, but they had found a tumor in his abdomen. The oncology doctors came to visit with us and started explaining to us what they thought it was, and started telling us about neuroblastoma and that they were going to do a biopsy of the mass to find out for sure, but they were pretty confident that a tumor of this kind in a child his age, it was they were probably 90% certain that it was neuroblastoma. We were told that he had about a 40% chance of survival because he had stage 3 high-risk neuroblastoma, and the prognosis of that is about a 40% survival rate. But we signed up for studies and went forward with treatment as aggressively as we could. We wanted to get this thing and get him better. It was pretty clear that the chemotherapy was helping him a lot early on. As the tumor was shrinking, he started getting his energy back, and really was happier and felt better for the most part. Leading into his surgery, he, like I said, he was really as well as he'd been. The chemotherapy was working, and the tumor had shrunk enough that the surgeons were confident they could get the tumor out. And we were pretty confident at the time, and it was a little alarming going into our pre-surgical meetings with the surgeon, and when we found out they had scheduled a 10-hour surgery, because it seemed like it had been talked about like it was such a simple, easy thing all along. Oh, we're going to take out the tumor now, and but thinking about it being 10 hours on his little tiny body was just mind-blowing. And in reality, it took quite a bit longer than that. The actual surgery was over 14 hours. He just kind of never got better again. The tumor started regrowing again pretty rapidly. We didn't know it at first, but as they started to do some follow-up scans and things, we found out that the tumor was back, and there were some other spots that showed up in the scans, and they thought he had some of the cancer in his leg and a little bit in his skull. So the program isn't working, and they start talking to us about what do we do next, and what's the next study that he can get on, or where do we go, and it didn't. In the end, it didn't matter because he never recovered well enough to even go home again, let alone try another treatment or have another way to tackle this cancer. It just took over and eventually took him.